Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about 5 habits that made my glutes go from this to this. And it's been a journey, right? I used to YouTube about this topic all the time. We are now 10 years deep since the first time I stepped foot in front of a gym, inside a gym. And we have learned a lot, even in the last 4 to 5 years since I started doing YouTube. Now, we are at a bit of a steady growth now. My glutes definitely grew a lot between the years of 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. And since it's been a little bit stable, but my goals have changed. I'm focusing a little bit more on upper body strength, full body strength, also quad development as well, and just to gain a bit more weight and get bigger overall. But if there's somebody you want to listen to, it is me when it comes to growing your glutes. Now, here is 5 habits. The first one we're going to talk about is consistency. Now, I'm not going to bore you about, the ins and outs of and the lecture of you need to go to the gym, every single day, consistently. But the truth is, and I was speaking to one of my clients today. We had a catch up call and we were talking more about fat loss, weight loss, but specifically about the consistent journey. Now, I'm just checking to see if my mic is on. Now, let's be honest. If one week you are going 3 days a week, the next week you're going none, the following week maybe you get 1 or 2 sessions in, maybe the week out after that is amazing, you get like 4 sessions in. It's very inconsistent and it might just keep your head above water. You might be okay, but if you truly want to see glute progression, you need to be consistent. Pick your days. If working out 5 days a week is not realistic for you, do not set that as your goal. You can even start setting just 2 days a week. If you are going from absolute beginner, busy job, maybe even kids, to trying to hit the gym 5 days a week, it's not going to happen for you. So pick a day, pick a time that works for you. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, or 5 days. And then schedule it into your calendar every single week. I don't care if it's a Friday night, a Sunday morning, Sunday evening, a Monday morning. Make sure you are using a calendar, especially if you're a busy woman, especially if you own a business, especially if you're career driven, ambitious, especially if you have kids. You should be putting all of this somewhere on a calendar. I use a Google Calendar and I use it religiously. So consistency. The second one is progression. You could be the most consistent person in the world, right? Let's say number one, consistency, you have mastered it. Amazing. What's next? Progression. You could be the most consistent ever, let's say 3 days a week. You've been doing that for at least 6 months. Amazing. But our bodies does a really good job at adapting and getting used to the stimulus we are using. Therefore, what we want to do is we want to progress. If you are following a plan, if you are with a PT, if you are with a coach, whoever you're with, if you're just writing them out yourself, even if you buy like, a 30, 40 pound plan online, make sure it's progressive. Make sure it progresses you over time. You don't want to be doing the same things for months and months and years and years and years. However, that doesn't mean doing different exercise all the time. More so, it means weights. It means progressively getting heavier. It's rep ranges, it's sets as well. Now, what I do with the clients I coach is we do webinars on this. So yesterday I did a webinar on exercise programming, and I've also done webinars on reps, sets, rest periods as well. Everything is different for each individual. There's no one size fits all, but with exercise, there's, if you want to build glutes, you want to be increasing your weights every single couple of weeks. Every week, if you can't do that every 2 weeks, at least every month, you need to be increasing your weights. You need to be using your reps in accordance to that as well, and making sure you're getting sufficient sets in there as well. Number 3 is nutrition. So those are the 2 top things when it comes to exercise and the habits for building glutes. Number 3 and 4 are nutrition focused. So number 3 is eating more. that is it, eating more. You know, deep inside, if you know you're not eating more, if you are skipping breakfast and you're only eating maybe lunch, 12 p.m. is your first meal of the day, maybe dinner's at 6 p.m. In between, you don't really eat anything, you're super busy at work, or you might have a few snacks here and there, your dinner's at 6 p.m., that's it. You are not eating enough to grow glutes. You're never, ever, ever going to be able to grow glutes with those kind of habits. And I don't care if you don't want to eat breakfast. I don't care if you don't like breakfast. I don't care if you're not a morning person. You have to change. And that is fact. Now, I know that sounds harsh, but it is true. You have to change the script somewhere. But the whole moral of the story is you need to eat more. That looks different for each individual, each person. You at least want to be eating at maintenance to see any glute growth. So eat more, eat more, eat more, eat more. It is about training yourself. It's about training your mind. It's not going to happen overnight. Increase your calories, increase your portion sizes and your frequencies as well. That will help you increase your calories. Again, if you're only eating 2 meals a day, add a third meal in. Amazing. You're halfway there, right? Let's say you're eating 3 meals a day. Even a couple of snacks, right? Let's say you're not in the category that skips breakfast and only has 2 meals. Let's say you're eating 3 meals, you even have a sneaky snack in there, but you're still, you still don't think you're eating enough. Then increase those portion sizes. Instead of having 3 Weetabix, have 4. Instead of having 50 grams of oats, have 60 grams of oats. Instead of having, 100 grams of Greek yogurt, have 150 grams of Greek yogurt. Tiny little incremental changes will help you get far. That's 3, right? Number 4, let's just start chucking it down. Number 4 is eat more protein. So similar, eat more, but also you want to eat the right kind of things as well. And it's not really about what foods do you need to eat. It's about how much you're eating and prioritizing protein. Protein will help you keep fuller for longer, keep you satiated, but also it will help build back up those torn muscles. And that is what you want to be doing. Again, how much protein you should have is relative to each individual. It depends on many different aspects. That's why nutrition is definitely not one size fits all. It's very personal, but you need to be prioritizing protein. The final one, the 5th one, is recovery and rest. Let's say you're doing all 4 of them amazingly. It's been 6 months down the line, you're really ticking them off. But let's say you're gymming 5 days a week, maybe even 6 days a week, right? And maybe your days off, you're still doing some kind of active rest. You need to give your body time to rest and recover. Muscle is built not in the gym. Muscle is built outside of the gym. The gym is only 30, 45 minutes, an hour and a half. It's tearing apart those muscles. That is all it is. It could literally be 10, 20% of your whole journey. It's everything you do after that matters. So make sure you are getting good amount of rest periods in. If you're doing 3-4 days of the gym and they're quite intense, really good quality, you might need more rest days, and completely rest on those days, recover, get a good amount and sufficient amount of sleep in, 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Make sure you have a good sleep schedule, a sleep routine before you go to bed as well. And obviously for recovery, you want to be eating, you want to be having good nutrition to recover as well. So that is my 5 habits that help me build my glutes. It's super simple. There is literally nothing more than you need than these 5. Obviously, there's other things outside of here like supplements, like creatine, water intake. That's probably it. So nothing too crazy, but those 5 things, if you nail them, if you are very consistent, let's say you've even been training 3 days a week, right? It's been 6 months, 3 days a week without fail. Let's say you're progressing, you've actually got a proper program, you're getting stronger, you're increasing your weights, let's say every month, right? You're eating more calories, you're eating slightly above your maintenance. You know what they are because you've calculated them, or you're using a coach or a mentor, a PT, whatever it is. Amazing. You're eating enough protein as well, and you're recovering. You're going to build your glutes. You're absolutely going to build your glutes. Final thing as well is you don't know if you're going to build your glutes unless you are tracking. Just like we track our workouts and our nutrition, track your progress, take pictures, take measurements, track your strength as well. Hopefully you found this super, super useful. If you want to see more videos from me, I am going to make a big attempt at getting back onto YouTube. But also, if you like listening to things when you're out and about, I also have a Spotify as well, which I will leave in the description somewhere. But don't forget to subscribe, give this a like, and I'll see you on my next one.